What's up, everyone? Just wanted to put together a quick update video, let you guys know about some of our future plans to look forward to, some gear updates, and some information about the channel. I'm going to list off our future plans here real quickly. We want to get back to mapping out portions of the Wild Sunshine Trail. It's our very own overland route showcasing areas around Central Florida. We're going to be starting that back up real soon. And speaking of overland routes, one of the next big things we're going to be taking part of is Florida is getting one of its largest overland routes. It's already put together. It is the Florida Adventure Trail at the end of November. We, along with a few other channels, are being given early access to it so that we can run it, share it with you before it's released at the end of November. Look forward to that. We're also going to be going to Overland Expo East again. Feel free to reach out to us if you want to link up out there. And we have one more trip at the end of the year that we want to take. It's probably going to be out of state. We just don't know where we're going to go quite yet. I'm going to get into more details. Feel free to follow us over to YouTube or check out the details down below if you're watching on Instagram. Oh man, that was challenging, trying to fit a list off of our plans for the year within the first 60 seconds of this video. I did that so that I could be able to pull those first 60 seconds out and use them as an Instagram reel. That way it was the same list off between both of our main platforms, YouTube and Instagram. Luckily, Instagram lets you do 60-second reels now because that would have never fit into a 30-second reel. But let's get into some more details. So the first thing, it was the Wild Sunshine Trail. We want to get back to mapping out portions of the Wild Sunshine Trail. That is our overland route showcasing areas around Central Florida, being Richland, Croom, Citrus, and then Ocala. Now, we last left off wrapping up Richland at the Richland General Store. We've now got to figure out how to go from that store up to Croom, how we want to go through Croom, and then how to go from Croom to Citrus, and what parts of Citrus we want to include. I doubt we'll make it to Ocala this year. That's going to be a challenge in its own. It's a really big area. It's going to take a good bit of time to be able to get through Ocala, and I just don't think we're going to make it there this year. But we're going to be fitting those adventures in throughout the year wherever they fit. So we'll just be mapping the Wild Sunshine Trail again throughout this year, and we're just excited to be able to get started back on that goal here soon. Now, the next big adventure we're going to take is going to be taking basically a week to go do the Florida Adventure Trail. That is the FAT. That is we didn't see that coming at all. We were reached out to by John Berkmeyer about a month or two ago, the gentleman who's been putting this route together for the last 6 years. And he asked if we would want to run the trail before it's released in November. He's asked several other YouTube channels if they would like to do that as well. And that's a pretty cool way to release a route. That way there's some initial expectations of what to expect from the route. So we're really excited that we got asked, and we're really excited to go do that. It's really cool to have a overland route in our home state of Florida finally, because for a very long time we have not had one, and all of these other states, they have all of these awesome great trails. Like we even did 2 years ago, or maybe even a year ago, I don't remember. It was the Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail, acronym to TWAT, but that was really cool. It's really nice to be able to just download a route that's already been figured out and go and make our own adventure out of it. It's a fun thing to go do. So we're really excited that Florida is about to get its own, and like I said, we're going to probably take about a week to do that, and we'll probably release a 3 to 4 part video series leading up to its release at the end of November. I'm going to put information down below as to how to find out more information about the FAT. John has a Facebook group, and I believe he's building a web page for it and everything. But we are... After the Florida Adventure Trail, the next thing we're going to go do is Overland Expo East. That's going to be up in Virginia sometime in October, I believe. And we just really like doing the expos. It's really fun to get together, meet with people, hang out with friends, and it's just a really fun environment and experience. It's also fun looking at all the new products and all the vendors' vehicles and stuff like that. What's going to be fun about Overland Expo East is it's typically usually just me going to the expos, as Tracy's been limited on time. But we believe in October that it's going to be me, Tracy, and the girls going to Overland Expo East. So we're really looking forward to that. We may or may not be volunteering. We don't know how all of that's going to fit in. The main issue is going to be the girls. So we've got to figure out how to do all of that. I think it may actually work out, both of us volunteering. We both like the volunteering aspect. It's just fun for us. It's something that we personally enjoy. But then after Overland Expo East, towards the end of the year, probably around Christmas, New Year's, something like that, we'll be taking another big trip is what we're planning. Probably, a week or so. We just don't know where we're going to go. We're hoping it's going to be out of state somewhere. It may be another trail. It may just be going somewhere to explore for ourselves. But we're looking forward to that as well, because it's going to be another big trip. But we don't know where we're going to go yet, because there are things, outlier things in our lives that may or may not decide what we can go do or where we can go. So we'll update whenever we figure that out. But those are the plans for the year that we currently have planned. Something may come up and we may go do something else, but that's currently what we have planned for now. But we have a couple updates to our gear on the truck that we'd like to share with you, because those things that we're changing out there are going to make these upcoming trips a lot more enjoyable for us. So let's go check that out. Now, I mentioned it in our last episode installing the Prinsu roof rack, but we have an issue with our Overland setup, and it's not a big issue. It's more of a comfort-related issue, but it's definitely one that we want to address and overcome. The issue simply is space. The Overland setup for Loki basically consists of fitting everything into the bed of the truck, especially if everybody is going on the trip. If it's myself, Tracy, Echo, and Luna, our two Siberian Huskies, we take up the entire cab of the Tacoma, aside from some smaller recovery-related items that we have, like in some of the backseat storage compartments. But for the bed of the truck, everything has to fit in this finite box. It is a 5-foot deep bed, 4-foot wide, and it is 18 inches tall because of the Diamondback cover here. Now, that's what makes the setup really nice, is that it is an enclosed, dry, and dust-resistant area. So we can keep all of our stuff in there. We can pull it all out after a nice, rough day of off-roading or overlanding, whether it's been dusty, muddy, raining. And everything is relatively clean and safe in there, especially the fact that we can lock this is pretty nice. So we just don't have to worry about certain things. But space being the issue, we've been able to fit everything we want in an off-road and overlanding setup in this bed. We've been carrying around some large essential items, all of our camping stuff, the cooler, but what it lacks is extra space for the things that you're going to bring on longer trips, like clothing bags, dog stuff, the dog food, the bowls, things like that. The camera bag, which has gotten relatively large lately. All of that has to go somewhere, and what we end up having to do, because there's no more space in the bed of the truck, we have to kind of like figure out how to cram it around us in the cab of the truck, fit it underneath the dog bed where the girls are staying, and it just becomes uncomfortable trying to fit all that extra stuff in the cab with us. It'd be nice if there was just some extra space in the bed of the truck. So that's what we're going to accomplish with the roof rack, is we're going to try to get some of our larger essential items out of the bed of the truck, replace it for mountable gear that we can mount around on the racks of the vehicle. So the first thing that I want to show you isn't really mounting related, but it's a piece of gear that we've updated. We've been carrying around a 20-pound propane tank. This is absolutely unnecessary. Most people run just a 5-pound propane tank, but what we have actually found to be better is this 10-pound propane tank. And that's because these both just fit under the cover inside the bed of the truck. They take up most of the space so that they're not bouncing around, jostling around. And a 5-pound tank, it'd only be half as tall as this. You'd be wasting the space above it. And it's not really something you want to be really shaking and jiggling. This takes up all the space, top to bottom, and then you pack it in with other things. It's not moving around. We don't have to worry about it. We've had this on several camping trips, and I doubt we've even gotten to halfway. I doubt we've used half of this propane tank so far. So we're doing really well with this reduced can of propane. And that's been working out really well. It's a lot more packable. The next thing is this floor jack. This is an essential piece of gear to me. I do not like the jack that came with the Tacoma. It is a janky scissor, not scissor, it's a screw jack. It's hard to use. I just don't like it. I still have it in the seat where it comes with the Tacoma, but I have never left for an off-road or overlanding trip without this floor jack. This is my comfortable method of lifting up the vehicle, and I won't leave without it because I believe you should be able to take care of your vehicle some way, shape, or form. If you need to address something, you should be able to do that, so I always bring this jack with us. This is a huge piece of gear, and it's heavy. So we are replacing that with a very small and condensed 12-ton bottle jack. And this is nice because it actually fits right here into our mechanics crate. That has our user manual, or like a repair manual. It's got some other lubricants and stuff like that, oils and stuff for maintaining Loki on the road or addressing things if we need to. And then we're also going to include a high lift jack. I'll get into more details about that when we look at that on the Prinsu roof rack. The other thing that we're going to change up is this gas can. We also don't leave without some sort of backup fuel, whether or not it's going to be used for us or someone else that we happen to come across, whether on the road or on the trail. It's just about preparedness, having a backup source of fuel. And this 5-gallon gas can has taken up a lot of space in the bed of the truck, just making sure that we have this. So now on top of the roof rack, we have our high lift jack. I forgot to mention one of the other benefits of this is that it's also usable as a mechanical winch. So it's a two-purpose thing. It's intended for use off-road. You typically have to have sliders and bumpers for this foot to grab and physically force up to lift the truck up off the ground. Now, we don't have sliders and bumpers all the way around the truck. That might be a hint at some things coming in the future, but the other use for a high lift jack is a mechanical winch. These things are kind of dangerous, but they're also lifesavers if you're using them properly. And we have the worn Xeon 10S Platinum on the truck, but what if that's not working? I test it on every trip before I go into something that I think I might need it with, but just that what if factor. What if the winch isn't working? What are you going to do then? And there's some great resources out there, but if I'm out all alone, I want to know that I can get myself out of any situation that arises. We've also added Max Tracks. We had these actually for Safford BLM. I had them in the back of the truck in the cab because I was worried about the fact that our main recovery is the winch. I don't know what I'm going to winch to in the desert. So we had the Max Tracks back then. I got to use them out at the Overland Expo, or the Southeastern Off-Road and Overland Expo. So these are just another good bit of recovery to add. I don't quite have the mounts fully sorted out for this, so we just have it like strapped down to the top of the... This has worked out really well. So I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to exactly mount that. And then for the gas situation, we have now a 4.5 gallon Rotopax tank up here. I'm not the biggest fan of running Rotopax on the top of a vehicle, but
my original idea didn't work out, so that's what I'm gonna have to do, especially for now. I really wanted to get it mounted to the bottom side of the front runner rack here. I couldn't get that to work any way I tried, so I gave up, and I've got it mounted up there like that now, and probably only really gonna I'm probably just gonna only bring it out on the adventures that we really actually need it on. But that's the update on gear. I'm pretty excited about it because being able to take these three large items out has really added the kind of holes that I was looking for in the bed setup. I could easily get a couple bags in there to replace some of this stuff. I can not pack some of the stuff as tight. That way everything's still kind of locked in. And, if needed to have all of the space accessible, just kind of tightly pack everything up again. And then I got a good couple holes to use for packing those other additional items in.
Now, for our last topic, channel updates, we wanted to go over two things: our partnership with TacomaBeast and our schedule. You may or may not have seen a while back a post on Instagram where we announced that we partnered up with TacomaBeast and that we now had a 5% discount code to offer our viewers and followers on Instagram. We wanted to just kind of explain how that came to be and what that means for us as a channel. So when we went to go and install our headlights, the Alpha Rex headlights for our second gen Tacoma, we actually bought those headlights off of the TacomaBeast website back last October at Overland Expo East. And when we went to go and finally install those headlights, we actually found a big lack of resources as to how to install those headlights. And, we set out with the intention to make an install video, but we just, along with everybody else, we try to get our information. One of the first places we start is YouTube videos to see how to install, people's experiences and their reviews of the product. When we decide if we want to use a product, that's one of the things we start with as well. And like I said, there was just this big lack of video resources and just resources in general as to how to install the headlights with on the second gen Tacoma. And so that became an even more important video for us because we knew that our video down the road was going to help somebody else after they decided to replace their worn out headlights on their second gen Tacoma. We hope they find our video and find it very informative and it helps them throughout their installation process. Well, even on the TacomaBeast website, we found an abundance of third gen Tacoma support for Alpha Rex products. If you go to TacomaBeast and you look for a third gen Alpha Rex product, typically you'll find a video down below of either an install or a review. There's a couple big YouTubers that have done this as well. Max Powell, Last Line of Defense. And, that's just a really cool idea on their website because, when you're looking to buy a product and you're there thinking to click add to cart and down below there's a review and or an install, it's just going to really help out your decision-making process. And we like the headlights. We think they're good and we'd like to support people buying them, and we think they're great. So we can help you make your decision as to whether or not you want to buy the headlights. We reached out to TacomaBeast to see if we could get our installation video on the product page of the products that we bought, and surprisingly they agreed. They said, fantastic, it looks great, let's get it added to the web page. And we got our headlights install video put on their product page for the headlights and the taillights on their product page as well. Now, after that entire deal was done, they actually reached out to us and said, well, hey, would you like to have your very own discount code to offer your viewers and followers? And well, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we try to help out our viewers and followers save some money when they're deciding to buy a product possibly on the TacomaBeast webpage? Also, in some small way, we're supporting TacomaBeast with that, but we like them as a company and a YouTube channel. They have a really cool upbringing story of how that company came to be 10 years ago down in Miami. So they're a Florida homegrown company, and they've made it big. And they're servicing a specific market, being Tacoma owners. And we like Tacomas, and why wouldn't we want to help support both our viewers and them as a company? We didn't see any good reason not to, and so we decided to agree to have a discount code. So that's just how that came to be. But we just wanted to relay the fact that we're never really going to try to offer you something that we don't personally believe in. It's we set out as a channel to do more adventures and to explore the art of sharing those adventures with you. That's our mission statement. And if it doesn't really align with us as a channel, we're not going to be we're not going to try to support that as either a product or a company. And the fact that that 5% discount code could possibly help you better to go out and enjoy your own adventures, well, that's something worth supporting to us. Now that's the whole TacomaBeast deal. And that's that. Lastly, our schedule. We wanted to talk about that. We are going to continue with our bi-weekly schedule. I know in our last update video, we said we'd like to very much get back to weekly videos, and that would be cool. But since moving to bi-weekly, we have found that it has fit in with our daily lives a lot better. The ideas for content have gotten better. The quality of the content has gotten better. And that's one thing that we really strive to do, is to bring you guys the highest quality that we can possibly give you. We want to get as good as we can and just really share the beauty of these adventures. And then there is how well it fits with our daily lives. Me and Tracy both work full-time jobs, and bi-weekly has just been way more doable. And we'd like to possibly get back to weekly if we could, but it would have to be at a later time if we're able to afford more adventuring. The weekly took a toll on us, and bi-weekly has fit in a lot better. So I hope you guys agree with us that the content has gotten better since we've gone bi-weekly. And if the cards ever play out down the road, we will surely put out more videos, because this is the thing that we're both actually passionate about. We like doing more adventures, and we love sharing them with you guys. Lastly, before we wrap up this update video, if you'd like to help support the channel, the first and main way to do that is just be sure you are subscribed. You can also visit our website, sunshinestatevikings.com. We have a merch store available where we are selling stickers, patches, and keychains, as well as the soft gray t-shirts that have a modified logo on the front and a full large original Sunshine State Vikings logo on the back. You can also consider subscribing to our Patreon. We're trying to focus on providing better content there as well, but you can get some exclusive content there. And now I did mention that we are going to be doing a bi-weekly video. This video here is a bonus video. It's in between the schedule. We do have an adventure video coming out next week. As always, we hope you have a great week, and we hope to see you on that next one.
To learn more about us and find out ways to help support the adventures, visit our website, sunshinestatevikings.com. And to keep up with our adventures, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Sunshine State Vikings.